no job. Only obligation is to find a new job and work on music. So from May of 2012 until August of 2012, I just sit. I apply to jobs. I get a couple things going. I had a short term at Target, like a month, and then I got the job at my current place of employment, and I've been there ever since. Other than 8 months that we don't need to talk about. But like I said, I had that big basement, and I just had this corner that had my old PC on it, my old desktop PC, like my very first one that Dad ever got me in 2000. And I'm running XP on it, and somehow it's running the recording program still. And every chance I got, man, I was just going in the lab and working. Working on the mixtape, working on the album. So as 2012 progresses, and I start my new job, I'm rounding off the rest of my debut album, and I'm literally at that time, I was writing lyrics on my on Notepad on the computer at work, and then emailing myself the lyrics so I couldn't sit there on my BlackBerry at work and doing it. So yeah, like some of the final bars of the album I literally wrote at work, which I'm pretty sure was World Without a Hyphen, or World Without the Hyphen, whatever I called it. The very last song on Soon You Understand, my debut album. Pretty sure I wrote that at work, and then definitely Winter's Lament, Miami's Gone, I wrote that at work. And I definitely think it was sometime either in late 2012 or early 2013. I had recorded everything, which is the entire Minds Mixtape Volume 4, and I had recorded the whole album other than one song. And that one song was, again, World Without the Hyphen. And when I finished recording it, shout out to Lip Beats, by the way, on the production on that one, and on Winter's Lament, by the way. When I finished recording it, I started playing it on my speakers, and there was like steps that came. So if this is the corner where I recorded at, there were steps that came from upstairs, and I went and sat in the middle of those steps, and I was playing the music over here, and I was just crying my eyes out, because I really thought that was it. I thought my career as a musician was done. Now, I wasn't crying sad tears, but it was a combination of knowing I had finished the album and knowing that I'd spent my entire life up to that point, 29 years, or 30, depending on when I finished it, recording my debut album. Like, everything of my life had led up to recording this album. So I played them both for E. E's like, they're both really dope. I really like both of them. Of course, I'm still releasing stuff anyway. I was like, hey, is it cool if I put them out under Sound Vision? He's like, of course, because even though I don't deserve it, still like, yeah, of course, put it out under Sound Vision. So April 2nd, 2013, I believe, Minds Mixtape Volume 4 dropped. And the plan was to drop the mixtape in April and then follow that up shortly with the album in 2013. A couple things happened though. Couple things. Me and Angel, my girlfriend, longtime girlfriend, we decided we were going to finally get married. We're going to get married on July the 7th. So while I was able to release Minds Mixtape Volume 4 and shoot an unauthorized video in the shoot department for this place, which I may just put back up at this point because it's been 11 years since I recorded that, and that store don't even look the same anymore. So I'm gonna put that back up. Might even do it today. I ain't gonna say anything. I'm just gonna put it out. You know, everything focused to the wedding. and that was the plan. We the DJ and the venue and everything like that, because we had already been together so long. It's like, okay, we're engaged now, let's get married, and then also let's book this trip to go to Montego Bay in Jamaica and go to Sandals. So everything that had been going with the from the album to getting a new job, went to finishing the album. I released the mixtape, hold the album, and then get married, go on honeymoon, and then after that, late July, August, I would see about putting out the album was the idea. So that's exactly what we did. We found a venue in Fairmont, beautiful venue, which I wish I know they still do weddings, Heston Farms. I wish they kept the winery and the restaurant open, but I understand things happen. Great little place, and I actually have a picture of me and my mom there that I just absolutely love that picture. And found a venue, shout out to Strizzy Cortez for DJing, get all the groomsmen lined up, get all the bridesmaids lined up, get everybody, put all the pieces where we want, invite Barack and Michelle to come. They sent us one of those little cards, sorry can't make it, congratulations on your nuptials, that was cool. And then the plan was to walk down the aisle in July, and that's exactly what we did. I don't want to leave y'all in the suspense. So yes, July 7th, 2013, we got married. So I went from 2 years ago in 2011, not even being with Angel because I lied to her, to 2 years later, because of me actually pouring into myself and trying to actually become a better person and not be as selfish as I had been in our earlier relationship. Now we're married. Cool. Going to go get on a plane, my second plane ride ever. We're going to go to Jamaica. And when I come back from Jamaica, I'm going to get back to figure out what I'm going to do with the album. Got my job. Home life is good. Time to finish up this music. Except when I say the line that I make babies in Jamaica, no humble brag, that's exactly what happened. In August, Angel had made a couple comments here and there. I didn't think too much of it, but it kind of crossed my brain. No, she might be pregnant. We went to go see the Wolverine, and she was saying how she didn't feel good, and the whole time watching the Wolverine, as good as a movie as the Wolverine was until the end, whole time I'm thinking, holy crap, she might be pregnant. She might be pregnant. Because we didn't agree to start trying until we were on the plane to Jamaica. We had never in our life attempted it, never even put it out there where it was even an option. So next day I'm sitting there playing my favorite college football game. She comes home. She's like, hey, I got a couple pregnancy tests. I'm going to take them. Okay. I don't think so. I really don't think so. It says I'm pregnant. No way. I'm going to take another one. All right, mind you, I'm losing now. Completely distracted. But I'm still playing because I don't know what else to do. Takes another one, positive. So I took that one as a loss on a video game, and then meet the parents, literally. A week or so later, we scheduled our first appointment, and in April of 2014, we're going to have a baby. A few months later, in 2013, found out it's going to be a little girl. So that album, it's just chilling. Life comes at you fast. It really does. So I now know it's imperative that I get this album out, because I gotta be a daddy now, and there ain't gonna be time for music anymore. That was my whole thing. It wasn't gonna be time for music anymore. So probably about late 2012 and throughout 2013, me and E just started hanging out Tuesdays, Thursdays after work at his place. watching basketball, playing video games, just hanging out. And we really got to be, while we were friends before, we really got to be great friends over that time span. And the whole time as he's listening to the new music and we're listening to other music, he's like, Hyphen, you shouldn't quit now, right? There's no point in you quitting. Like, why do you want to quit? I understand you're going through a hard time when you record all this music and what led up to all this music, but there's no reason for you to quit. Absolutely no reason for you to quit. I'm like, yeah, but I don't really want it no more. I got my album done. I got Mine's Mixtape Volume 4 done. I'm good with this ending. He's like, I hear you, but man, Hyphen, you're really just starting to get to that point, man. Like, I can feel you're really about to turn a corner. And I don't think you realize it, but I really think you should keep rapping. And he's always saying this, and I'm just like, I can't. But I knew I had to put the album out. So, 2014 rolls around. And January, turned 31. Go to my first NBA game with E and Willie and Six. Go to see the Royal Rumble in Pittsburgh with Gary and Anthony and Moose and Thomas and Emma. Can't leave out Emma. Have a great time. But I also know that these things are things that you do, you get out the way before you have your first kid. I wanted to be present. I wanted to be so present in this kid's life, right? So finally I was like, probably mid-February, I was like, I gotta put this album out. So I knew it was called Soon You'll Understand. I knew it was ready. I just had to do artwork. So I didn't know what the hell I was going to do for artwork. But I did decide it'd be a great time to look through the pictures that Angel took in Jamaica. And there's this shot, and this isn't even close to it, but all the way out in the ocean, I'm standing. And I'm just standing, looking out into the ocean. Nothing but blue sky enveloping me in my red and black shorts, right? As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's Soon You'll Understand. And so I took a bunch of those Jamaica pictures, and I took the picture of me and my mom and dad on my wedding day, and I made a booklet, and I made an album cover, and then I took March the 5th off. It was a Wednesday, I believe, in 2014. And all day, I just sat home and just uploaded everything. I had this site called, it still exists, it's called Routenote.com. They let you upload your music to streaming services for free. So I did that, and that took a little bit to go through, like maybe about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Any site I could put make that album on was on my website, bhyphen.com at the time, SoundCloud, Bandcamp. I had that thing everywhere. So March 5th, 2014 is the original release date of Soon You'll Understand. No videos, couple YouTube clips, but no official videos of me rapping for the camera, blah, 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 nothing like that. And it's out. That's all she wrote. Soon You'll Understand is out. I am done. But remember Thack that I mentioned was a real big part of me continuing to rap in 2011 when I was really ready to just be done with it after how I had cratered my life. Well, he was doing an EP with Monster Lung, with E. And they decided they wanted to do a posse cut called Stuck in Our Ways, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Stuck in Our Ways. That joint had everybody on it. Mischievous, Jonathan, CFX, Beans, Johnny was on there. Shout out to Sinclair. Shout out to, Thack was on there, obviously. Shout out to, J Riz, maybe? I think that was his name. I think there was a guy named J Riz on there. It's available on It's actually, it's available. Yeah, it's available in streaming. It's out there. And he's like, yo, do a verse for this. And I was like, I'm gonna pass. I don't think I want to do it. Blah, 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 because Angel's getting closer to her due date. So it's like creeping up till late March, because baby's supposed to come in April on 4/20, 2014. That's when our little girl's supposed to be born. And I was like, I can't, it's just too close, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, he's like, come on, Hyphen, just write some bars. It's just 16 bars. Come on, do it. Come through, and we'll record it, and you'll be on there. Come on. I wanted to be like one of my baby shower gifts to you. I want to give you this chance to be on this song. So I was fighting, and I was like, I don't got time. Plus, at work, I had more responsibilities, and I was trying to focus on that too. He's like, come on, Hyphen, come through it. I'm pretty sure MI was saying the same thing. CFX, come on, just come lay the verse. Go to the verse. Come on, just write a verse and come on. So maybe a few weeks before Leah was born, I was like, you know what, fine, send me the beat. Wrote 16. Went over to Ease. And when I tell you that verse was better than any verse that was on my album or on my mixtape, that was supposedly going to be the end of my career, that's exactly what happened. So now I got this killer last verse on this big posse cut on this EP, and then I have a baby. And life becomes learning how to become a dad, and dealing with the baby, with baby Aaliyah, being a supportive husband in that time, and then still trying to maintain whatever I had going on at work. But by the end of 2014, as things started to kind of, it's a little bumpy at first, nothing crazy with the baby, thankfully. She's healthy, just your normal growing pains as parents. As 2014 crept along, and she's like, okay, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months. It's like, maybe I don't want to stop rapping. Maybe I don't. Maybe I have more to say. So somewhere I wrote this down. I don't know if I wrote it on paper or if I put it in Google Sheets or Google Docs. I was like, you know what? I'm going to name the next album Memorial Bridge Drive. Because Memorial was the name of the dorm where I met two of my best friends in my life, Wes and Steve, when I was at Mixtape. Bridge for Cape and Bridge, because I'm from Cape and Bridge. And then Drive, I don't know, I just liked the way it sounded. So it was going to be called Memorial Bridge Drive. Wrote that down, wrote some song titles down. I was like, yeah, you know what? I like these song titles. You know what? I'm going to start writing this stuff. Yeah. Then in late December, J. Cole dropped 2014 Forest Hills Drive. And I was like, well, there goes that idea. I don't know. Great minds, I guess. But I still had the song titles. I was like, yeah, you know what, whatever. So I was still hanging out with E every now and then, and I became obsessed around that time with a song by Mac Miller called Objects in the Rearview. It was on his second album, Watching Movies with the Sound Off. And it was a decent song on the album. But he did this live version with the internet that is still out there from the Space Migration sessions. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. And he played me, he's like, yo, let's check out this Mac Miller video. I was like, all right, cool, I like Mac. Turned it on. And when I tell you I can close my eyes and see that video from start to finish, I can. And I was like, that's why I'm going to name my album. I'm going to name my album Objects in the Rearview, because I love this album. And I named my first album after a Jay-Z song. I'm going to name my second album after a Mac Miller song. That's what I'm going to do. I love it. And also, while I was a fan of Mac Miller then, this is when I became a really big fan of Mac Miller. Just because he had come up in the blog era. He was essentially one of those frat rap kids a little bit. when he first came out. At least that's what I thought. That's how I perceived him. White kid from Pittsburgh. You know, not the Asher route, but that's what I was thinking. He was right behind Asher a little bit. But that's when I was like, damn, I really do like Mac Miller, man. I was more to see how he had grown in such a small amount of time told me that your rap career didn't have to be put into a box. I didn't realize it at the time, but that's kind of what it did. But after talking with E and stuff, it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to definitely do another album. I need to do this. I got more music in me. He's like, yeah, it's great, Hyphen, it's great. I think, and that's when he started talking about the 10,000 hours. Now, when I say 10,000 hours, stop me if you heard this before, but supposedly if you put 10,000 hours into anything, this isn't his theory, that's when you become a master of your craft. And he's like, you put in your 10,000 hours, I put in my 10,000 hours. He's like, we're just now getting to the point where we truly master this. Where we truly master. We've mastered all of this. And I was like, dang, man, you're right. That's crazy. It's like, this is the time that we're going to be making the best music of our lives. And it's only going to get better from here.